Hi, and welcome to the Ascension Playground. My name is Ursi, and my friends Jimmy and Robbie, together we've recently created this virtual playground, basically to help us all navigate the new earth energies and help us to all just lighten up. There's a lot of serious conversations in spiritual groups, and so this playground is a fun forum designed to talk about all things metaphysical, multidimensional, and even galactic. But on Wednesdays, I'd like to come on to the playground and just play cards with you. So I want to introduce you to a fun deck that I learned about through a channel called Nancy Jean's Garden. She's amazing. So I love how over the last 2 years, many of us have gone online, and I've just been absorbing and absorbing. So this is my way of giving back and sharing some of the fun pearls that I've picked up along the way. So without further ado, let me go ahead and show you this amazing card deck. Here, let me go this way. Okay, here we are. The Inner Child Cards of Fairy Tale Tarot. This is a deck that is made by a woman named Isha Lerner and Mark Lerner out of Rochester, Vermont. This was created back in 1992, and it took many years to put together. So these are the cards, or some of the cards, and then this huge book, which I like because I can read the text. It's kind of a big book for me, can also be bought with a separate Inner Child card workbook. Well, for me, what I've learned in many metaphysical realms, and when I used to go to church as a Catholic, some of it was always this thought that how do we enter the kingdom of heaven as a child? So these Inner Child cards have a way of helping me balance and understand what's up. Okay, so I have taken the deck, and here's the back of the cards. I've pulled out the 21 major arcana. Arcana means big secret. Minor arcanas means small secret, okay? But here's just a sampling. I love the rainbows, as you can tell, as a way, again, to embrace all colors. So what I'm going to do is, let me go ahead and pull a card for today, February 23rd, my first Woo Woo Wednesday. Put this aside to share with you. So here I go. To start with, I knock out any old energy that the cards might be carrying, and then I bring it up to my heart and I blow my wish on it. So I'm asking today, show me the energy in this now moment of what wants to come through as far as the major message for my awareness now. This is how I play on the playground. Okay, so then I shuffle and I wait until I have a sense of when to stop the shuffle. If Robbie or Jimmy were here, I'd say, okay, tell me when to stop. So I'm sensing time to stop now. Put the deck down. My next decision is, do I cut the deck or not? And I'm sensing yes. And I'm sensing, let's pull this card. Sorry if that light is a little bright. Here we go. What energy wants to show up in this now moment? And what card did we get? Rapunzel. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your golden hair. Let me put the card like this and see if I can zoom in on it. Here we go. So please forgive me as I'm learning about tech. Aha, Rapunzel, Rapunzel. So up here we see it's number 10 plus 5 plus 1. So this is the 16th major arcana. And let's see, if you're new to tarot or what some of the cards might mean, don't worry about it. This image is coming in as a metaphor to help describe the energy for now. So what do we see when we look closely? Well, here's the garden patch, probably of a plant called Rapunzel, if you remember the story. Mom's pregnant, tells Dad, "Hey, I've got a craving for my neighbor's Rapunzel plant. Go get me some." And Dad's like, "Oh my God, but a witch lives next door." She goes, "No, go get me some. I need some." So she made her husband go get some Rapunzel, but he didn't go to the front door and ask. Instead, he crept in and he just grabbed some. Thought better to just ask for forgiveness, right? So anyway, brings home the Rapunzel. His wife eats it. She feels good. She's still heavily pregnant. But that witch next door, she saw what was happening. So I think if I got the story right, she bang, 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 um, basically asks um, or tells the two people that she's going to cast a spell on them unless they give her daughter um, when she's born after she's, I think, a certain age. Anyway, that's all I can remember. So that's why her name is Rapunzel. Here she is. One never knows how she grew her hair that long, but this doesn't look like the prince. This looks like the witch who would actually allow herself to go and see Rapunzel, whom she put in this tower with no doors, only a window. And here we've got the prince on his white horse, an ocean, two lightning bolts, and a bird watching. So let's see. Let's see what this card is telling us for this now moment. Okay, gotta find it in the book. This is that pause where I can just go, okay, show us the energy, Rapunzel. Here we go. Gonna move the card aside. Love the painting and drawing. Here's the card in black and white. And let's see if we can find what the meaning is for this energy of this now moment. So the lightning struck tower has always been the central image for the 16th card of the major arcana. Over the centuries, it has been designed with male and female figures falling from the top of the tower walls. This symbol portrays the purging of ego-centered consciousness and the recognition that material foundations cannot be the basis for spiritual life. Humanity can erect a Tower of Babel, elegant buildings, and shimmering skyscrapers, but humility must accompany our greatest efforts and achievements as we reach toward the heavens. The fairy tale Rapunzel represents the tower in inner child cards. In the story, a couple prays for a child. Here, you got to hear the story again. This is probably the more exact I was blabbing about, but here we go. The woman's wish is granted, and while she is pregnant, she sees a beautiful garden over the fence. She asks her husband, or probably tells him, to take some of the greenery that grows there. However, it turns out that this garden belongs to an enchantress, aka witch, and the husband is caught stealing the herbs. The enchantress tells him that in order to live, he must promise her his daughter. So I guess Dad didn't want to die, so he says, "Okay, you can have my kid." Hastily, he agrees. Oh, he's getting in trouble for that. And abandoning common sense for the love of his wife. The daughter is named Rapunzel, and at age 12, and there's always a very special meaning with the number 12 when that shows up, probably before puberty back then. It says the onset of puberty. She is taken away by the enchantress. She is locked into a tower that has no steps. Besides her beauty, she has a wonderful singing voice and a long golden braid. Rapunzel has never seen a man other than her father. Oh my God, didn't get out much, huh? One day, a prince traveling in the woods hears her sing and watches as the enchantress calls, "Rapunzel! Hey, yo, Rapunzel, let down your hair." Rapunzel drops her hair from the tower window, and the enchantress climbs up her braid. When the enchantress leaves, the prince calls for the braid and ascends to the top of the tower. Rapunzel is frightened at first, but then soothed by his gentle voice and sensitive manner. The enchantress finds out that Rapunzel has been visited by the prince, cuts off her braid, and abandons the girl in a desert. When the prince returns, the enchantress takes Rapunzel's place in the tower, puts the braid down, and as he climbs up, cuts the braid, causing the prince to fall into brambles and lose his sight. Ah, glad we're just talking in terms of metaphor. Okay. While wandering around blind, the prince meets Rapunzel in the desert. Her tears of joy heal his vision, and they live happily ever after together with their twin children, a boy and a girl. Hadn't heard that before. Traditionally, this card has been affiliated with the planet Mars. So the Tower card is usually Mars related. The fairy tale focuses on ego-oriented issues. Oh, hair is a manifestation of ego. Well, I must have short ego. Rapunzel is unevolved, yet in the tower she goes through deep changes. This is symbolic of the fact that we cannot enter the tower until we reach puberty. Aw. Check the box. Then we are moved beyond ourselves, shocked into new awareness. Rapunzel's singing represents the awakening of her throat chakra. So, for those of you who understand chakras, these are the energy vortices that not only come out this way, but they come out the back as well. So, her singing is her throat chakra, emphasizing her need to be heard and recognized by the world. It has been such a scary ordeal for me on a certain level to come out and start sharing, but here I am, blah, blah, blah. And I had to open up my throat chakra from my heart as well. Wanted to. Her long hair is connected with the unfoldment of ego-centered consciousness. In Rapunzel's situation, her new life is the desert experience where she gives birth, symbolizing her initiation into a greater existence. The blinded prince symbolizes the need to stop our active pursuits and to avoid becoming dependent, move this over, on our outer senses. Each individual at the tower stage of reality must journey within and cultivate his or her higher psychic abilities and intuitive thought processes. When this card appears, which it did today, be prepared for transformative experiences. The only certainty now is change and metamorphosis. Unexpected and shocking events may be on the horizon. Purge your ego of old desires, fears, and grudges. A sudden mental breakthrough can help release you from personality attachments and limitations. Just as Rapunzel's beautiful golden braid was chopped off by the enchantress in order to banish her from her loving prince or her active will, so is your ego consciousness being refined and changed. Okay, here's the message. It is time. It is time to cut away the strands of the past that connect you to old karma and worn out patterns and emerge, ascension playground, emerge into the purity and clarity of a revived future. Ooh. Ooh, thank you, Rapunzel. Let's see if the camera, there we go. Wow. Had no idea that hair could represent the ego consciousness, but it makes sense, right? Okay, well, normally I would end here, but since this is the first Woo Woo Wednesday, let's go see what the Inner Child Workbook has to say about Rapunzel. So, okay, go to the glossary. So this book, same authors, same illustrations, just it's sold separately. You can find it on Amazon, I'm sure. Let's see, how do we get to Rapunzel? Here we go, page 115. There we go. Okay, Rapunzel, the Tower. So this book is a workbook you can keep the cards light and bright, and that's fine. Pulled the Rapunzel today on Woo Woo Wednesday. Or you can say, okay, is there another layer to peel this onion? So for those who want a little bit more, here we go. I'm just gonna skip by this part and go right to the key words. Awakening, redemption, transformation, sudden change, and Surprise! Surprise, surprise! Wow, there's a lot here. Let's go to the questions that card asks us to think about. Let me put the card right there. All right. Here's the questions. What areas in my life are in the greatest need of change and awakening? How does the Tower of Transformation summon me to let go of the past and to purge the old? And the third question is, what new steps of empowerment must I take? So when we do readings, yes, it can be for the collective. It's a broader energy, but if you want to go deeper and have it as a mirror for your own life, there are the 3 questions. And lastly, on Woo Woo Wednesday, here's the affirmations for the Rapunzel card. Here we go. Drum roll. My life is in constant rhythm of change and growth. Let me say that again. My life is in constant rhythm of change and growth. Just saying that, it's like just releasing and shedding all my subconscious control mechanism, like all those little ridiculous worry thoughts. The second affirmation for this card is, I feel safe amid transformations, for I am ready to meet the new life that awaits me. I'll read that again. I feel safe amid these transformations, for I am ready to meet the new life that awaits me. I mean, so you kind of go to the story, back to the story here, and you go, my goodness, if Rapunzel hadn't up in her tower decided to open up her throat chakra and start singing her song, her heart song, the prince would have just galloped by, right? Instead, he heard the music and then moved toward it. And there was a passage or a way up the tower. So without worrying about male, female, prince, princess in the old paradigm, my loving suggestion to myself, my inner Ursi, is how do I hold the masculine and feminine, the male, female, the prince and the princess within me to embrace the change? Because my goodness, you turn on the news, there's lots of change. You look outside, there's lots of change. So from my heart to yours, thank you. I hope you enjoyed my first ever Woo Woo Wednesday on the Ascension Playground. Hit the subscribe button if you're interested and hope to see you again soon. Thank you. Much love.